What's up, everybody? It's Onorato Company. You could say we're on the road, live on location. We're at Aquatic Development Group in Cohoes. What a crazy, cool local company. Look at this dude on the epic wave behind me. We're going to tell you a little bit more about this company, the wave pool that is here in Cohoes, and we've got NFL preseason football. We're doing it all on the show here. You know how it goes. Ashley Miller coming up soon here on Onorato Company. Hang on, everybody. Let's get things going.
This is Onorato Company, brought to you by Appliance.
And a shout out to all of our local business partners here on Onorato Company. Of course, Appliance with us each and every week, but it goes well beyond that. And how about, speaking about local companies, Ash, what do you think here of this local business?
You know what? I'm a little bit upset that we didn't think this out better.
I know.
I should have been there, and we should have put some sort of fundraising bet to get you on that surfboard. And for every second you could stay up, we raise all kinds of money for a great cause, because that would have been what the people wanted to see.
I know. A couple of the marketing women here said to me, you're not going to get on the surfboard and wipe out for all to see. And I'm like, I didn't really know it was that kind of thing, to be honest with you. I thought you had to have a little bit of skill and experience, but Epic Surf is a creation by Aquatic Development Group, and we'll tell you more about the company here, based here in the Capital Region. My guess is a good amount of our viewers don't know, and especially their impact across.
Whoa. Stand by. Man down.
We may have lost a surfer. It moved my entire setup here. That was close. Okay. Anyway, we've got NFL preseason football to get to here. You know, I'm just going to hold the mic because maybe that's a little bit safer.
Okay.
Sorry for everybody's ears there. We've got NFL preseason football to get to. We've got the Yankees on a slide. We've got the Mets hotter than ever. It's almost like the heat wave continues in Queens the way it isn't in the Capital Region.
Yep.
And we'll tell you more about Aquatic Development Group here in Cohoes, the impact, as I was saying, it has had on the amusement park industry, water parks across the country. Some really, really cool stuff. All right, Ash, let's get it going here. You were just at Giants training camp. They have the preseason opener tonight against the Patriots.
Yep.
Your impressions having seen Big Blue in person as they get ready for kickoff tonight, or what?
I wouldn't say they're great. I think it's tough to judge from NFL training camp how they're really going to look. But I think I said this to you. To me, Tyrod Taylor looked better than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones had a tough day the day that we were there. I know he had a tough day the day before we were there. He doesn't seem like he's necessarily on the same page as some of his receivers. And I get it. Listen, they're installing a new offense. This might take time. But just from the eyeball test, it feels like Tyrod Taylor just has more, not of a grasp, because they didn't really run a whole lot of stuff for us to see. But just in terms of connection, chemistry, zip on the ball, it seems to be there for Taylor and maybe not necessarily for Daniel Jones. Now, we, according to Brian Daboll, will see Daniel Jones tonight. We will see their starters tonight. For how long? Probably not long. But this is a season when they have to decide, is Daniel Jones our guy or not? So I'm not surprised that he's going to play in the preseason. I kind of wonder how long they will let this experiment go if it goes bad quickly or in the first 6 or 7 games, or do you blame it on a new offense? Do you blame it on a totally new coaching staff? I'd be curious to see how long it goes.
So that was going to be my question here is, you know, if they're 1-4, is Jones out of there? Do they have to be 2-7 for them to say, okay, this is not only is it a lost season, but now we can kind of make our opinion about what Daniel Jones isn't, and we're not going to worry about him wearing a Giants uniform next season? Because let's be real, at 1-5, 2-7, whatever it may be, by simply putting Tyrod Taylor in there, you're not learning anything about the Giants' future.
No.
You're just saying we're moving on from Daniel Jones. Like Tyrod Taylor is not going to be the starting quarterback of the Giants in 3 years.
No,
you just kind of know we're wiping the slate clean.
Yeah, but I think if you feel like Tyrod Taylor not even gives your team a better chance to win, but is just better under center than Daniel Jones, that at least gives you the ability to develop all the other players who will be with your team for the foreseeable future. It allows you to develop the receivers. It allows you to see what Saquon Barkley. It allows you to get a better picture and to allow those guys to get a better grasp of the offense with someone who is more capable of being under center and more capable of manufacturing and doing it well. So whether Tyrod Taylor is the permanent answer or not, it'll be interesting to see how long of a leash Daniel Jones has. I don't think it's 4 or 5 games. I think it's 7 or 8 games, because at that point, a lost season is a lost season. If you start 1-4, it's not over. You start 2-7, it's over. But I think at that point, you just kind of say, all right, let's get everybody else where they need to be and remove Daniel Jones from the picture. Maybe things change. I don't know.
All right, Browns have said Deshaun Watson is going to start their preseason game. You have it there on your screen, Friday against Jacksonville. So if you're watching us on My 4 Saturday night, you already know the outcome of this game and how Watson played. But what we do know is Deshaun Watson will not play for at least the first 6 games of the regular season. So I'm on board with Cleveland's decision here. Get your guy out there. Let him play as much in the preseason as possible, because then he's going to have to sit for 2 months at least.
Yeah, I agree. And from the sounds of it, the stuff that we've heard from Roger Goodell sounds like he hopes to go after him for a full season. I don't know if that'll happen. Even if it's 12 games, though, that's significant for the Browns. You have to get him some playing time. You can't risk. I mean, injury risk is not a thing, because he's not going to be there for 6 to 12 to question mark games. Don't get attacked by any bugs. So, yeah, I think, of course, it makes sense to play Watson, even just to get him reps, to get people used to him, to get his teammates, the line, his receivers. You need as much as you can get with him, because you will be without him for a significant chunk of the season.
All right, let's take a quick time out here. When we come back on Onorato Company, we'll get into a little bit of the baseball. A couple of special guests from on site here still to come. And Blaine McCallister, professional golfer, no stranger to the Capital Region. He will join the show as well. A really cool fundraiser coming up at Mohawk Golf Club, an inaugural skins game that involves Blaine and David Duval. We've got all that coming up on the show here. Let's take a quick time out, though. And when we come back, Yanks slide, Mets stay red hot. Hang on, everyone. Back in 30 seconds.
I don't care what kind of stories that's been told on you. That may be a lot of things in life you used to do. If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just do the best you can.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
And now back to Onorato Company, brought to you by Appliance.
Live on location in Cohoes. That was weird. Technical stuff when you're on the road. Live on location in Cohoes at Aquatic Development Group. Epic Surf is what's behind me. I'll give you another look at it as we continue along in the show. We'll talk to a couple of people here at Aquatic Development Group in a few minutes as well, Ash. But the Yanks are going in the wrong direction here as the Mets are just taking off. I mean, now as we sit on a Thursday morning, 73 wins for the Mets. They're at a season high in terms of games over 500. They've got a 7-game lead in the National League East. 2 weeks into August, that division feels buttoned up, and now you kind of eye the postseason. Let's keep Scherzer and DeGrom healthy.
Yeah, we said it. Listen, a healthy Jacob DeGrom puts this team at the top, not only of the NL, I think of the entire MLB, because nobody has 2 starters as good as Max Scherzer and Jacob DeGrom. Nobody has that 1-2. Not the Dodgers, not anybody. I don't think the division race is over. There's a lot of baseball to be played in division, which is good for your Braves. But the way they're playing makes it seem like they're not going to make it easy on anybody to make up a 7-game lead in the division.
Yeah, they're absolutely red hot. The trade deadline acquisitions have paid huge dividends already. Naquin homers on Wednesday night. Vogelback has 3 RBIs in that victory. The lineup is deep. The pitching rotation is deeper even. They're going to be a really tough out once we get to the postseason. Speaking of the Yankees here, Nick says Yanks are missing Joey Gallo, clearly. Yeah.
I knew this. Well, I knew this would come up. We're not missing him. Joey Gallo is not the reason that they can't hit, they can't pitch, they can't on any given day. Listen, there are a lot of problems with that team. Joey Gallo needed a change of scenery. We knew that this was what would happen possibly. Not only he goes oppo, like that, it's just the most classic thing. Like it's something he doesn't ever do. And of course he goes oppo in Dodger Stadium. They can have him. I wish him well. I hope he does great. It just wasn't going to work in New York. But there are bigger problems in New York than Joey Gallo.
Yes, clearly. They've lost 7 of 8 here going into the series against the Red Sox. Judge continues to produce, though. He does have 45 home runs now as he hit one Wednesday night or Wednesday afternoon to wrap things up in Seattle. He's still on pace for 65. The number that everybody's watching, I'm watching 73, quite honestly. I'd love to see him get hot and break that number. But 61 is the number everybody's really going to key in on. And that, of course, is the franchise record by Roger Maris, set 61 years ago. I won't ask if Judge is going to do it. I feel like we talk about that each and every week here. But is Judge enough to carry this team for a couple of weeks if that's what they need?
Well, obviously not, because he's cooled off, but he's not hitting home runs quite as often as he was, but he's still 1 for 4, 1 for 3, 2 for 4 every game, and it's not enough. If you need Garrett Cole to be the Garrett Cole that he just was this past start, but even then, the offense doesn't show up. So it's a matter of, this is the team that we saw the last 2 years where it's Jekyll and Hyde. If you get the offense, you don't get the defense or the pitching. You can't have one. You got to have both. You have to have two sides. So if you get a great start from Garrett Cole, you got to be able to put up 3 or 4 runs. And 3 or 4 runs for this offense is not asking too much. They should be able to do that in their sleep. Luckily for them, Benintendi has started to figure it out. He started like 1 for 22 or something ridiculous with them. He's had a good couple games. Torres has picked it up a little. So they've kind of started to supplement guys who were a little bit cooler, but now guys who were hot are starting to cool off a little bit. This is how baseball works. But you need to get it all going at the right time. The Mets have it all going at the right time. The Yankees do not. And they've lost to, listen, the Cardinals are the crop of the NL, and now they've lost to Seattle, and they've done it just not looking good. You know what I mean? So 2 teams that have high playoff aspirations, they've looked really bad against, which doesn't spell good things for the New York Yankees. We've talked about, can they do it in October? Well, these are the kind of teams you are going to get in October.
Yep. Yeah, we'll see. And they get 2 more games against the Mets, which will be interesting as well. Those games will be played at Yankee Stadium. All right, since we're on the baseball topic here, Ash, let's dive into the Popeyes Louisiana Fast Minute, which we do each and every single week here. You know the deal. You're on the clock.
All right. I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of this because this is the most jammin' introduction since Mariano. I said it. I think you can hear it. This dude has Citi Field rocking, and for good reason. This is the best Edwin Diaz has pitched since joining the Mets. The trumpets, you got Mr. and Mrs. Met playing the trumpets. Citi Field electric. If this team makes it to October, we've talked about it. If you get the ball to this guy at this rate, it makes me laugh every time. These games are going to be over. They're going to be over. The first year in New York, Edwin Diaz had a 5.59 ERA. This season, he has a 1.39 ERA. He has been absolutely unhittable, but I listen to this song in my car. I've watched this video probably 15 times. I listened to that song before this show. It is a jam. And Edwin Diaz, this is what's great about baseball. I want more of this in baseball. This is fun. It's fantastic. And even as a Yankee fan, it's fun to see the New York Mets doing something like this. Since Mariano. Enter Sandman, this is the best thing since then.
No doubt. I said it to you, a late night in October Obviously, the Mets will be in the playoffs. There's going to be a situation where it's 9:58 or an 8 o'clock first pitch. Maybe forget the sevens; they don't exist mostly in the playoffs. Now it's 10:30, and you hear that music, and the door swings open, and here comes that place will be on fire. And you said it, the game will be over. I don't care what 3 hitters you throw up there. It could be Turner, Betts, and Freeman in LA. Diaz is coming in and shutting that thing down. That's how strongly I feel about strong closer music. And Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that game has to be in New York for this to work. Because if it's in LA, all bets are off. You're not going to get the, They
won't even play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, won't even play. You're not getting a visiting PA system.
You won't get a juiced Edwin Diaz either, which I want Edwin Diaz at home.
Yeah. All right, my Popeyes Louisiana Fast Minute. Here we go, Ash. This is incredible. Tony Jefferson, safety for the Ravens, says, I can't even lie. I stopped wearing my glasses years ago. That might have been the dumbest thing I've done. I can see so much clearer and further now. Well, yeah, excuse the Popeyes logo here. But then fans started asking him, well, what do you do during the game? He said, I don't wear them. I just go out there and do my thing. Just got contacts. He's going to try those out. Fans kept asking, so you're not wearing glasses? You mean as opposed to contact lenses or wearing? Right. I don't wear anything. I used to wear contact lenses and glasses in college, but not anymore. This is unbelievable. The guy somehow gets to the NFL. He's a good player, too.
Yeah,
playing safety for the Baltimore Ravens, and he can't see anything. Imagine now how good he's going to be. He can actually see what's happening 30 yards in front of him. He might actually identify the ball a little bit faster. This is a little scary for the AFC North. Now you've got a good player who all of a sudden can see. This one was so bizarre, I just had to bring it into the fold.
That's wild. I know the feeling, not to that extent. I've never had contacts, but the first time that I got prescription glasses, I literally said, I'm like, oh my God, this is what it's like to be able to see normally. Like, I could see the details of a tree far away. Like, this is unbelievable. Yeah. I can't imagine playing football and not being able to see, though.
All right, Ash, let's take a quick time out here. When we come back, a couple of special guests from the On location where we are in Cohoes, aquatic development group, Epic Surf, set up behind me in their parking lot. It's pretty incredible. We've given you one look at it already. We'll continue to do so throughout the show. So, Ash, take a break. We'll talk with those guests when we come back from the marketing department here at Aquatic Development Group. Blaine McCallister still to come on the show. The Performance Industrial Dirty, Difficult, Done segment as well. So much more to come here on Onorato Company. We're back right after this.
You've heard of unsung heroes. The men and women of Naiskoba are the unseen heroes. For the past year, you've learned about our many charitable endeavors. Now it is my privilege to share with you the work performed by our members, the 20,000 state correction and law enforcement officers shielded from view. They work in difficult and dangerous conditions and are an extension of the police who protect our neighborhoods. Naiskoba honors New York's police and firefighters and salutes its own members who help deliver a peaceful night's sleep.
At Marcelo's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcelo's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Genair, and many more. Shop Marcelo's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now back to Onorato Company, brought to you by Outfit House.
And we're back live on location here. A shout out to all of our local business partners on Onorato Company. I am at Aquatic Development Group in Cohoes. How many people watching knew this place existed? I did, only because I did a story with one of the women behind me here. But it is incredible the impact this company has had on amusement parks, water parks, and now Epic Surf, which we've shown you a little bit. A couple of ladies from the marketing department joining me here now on Onorato Company, Jessica Mahoney and Julie Klein. Ladies, thanks for joining us. This is absolutely incredible. talk to me a little bit about how it got started and when you guys thought, you know what, kind of a personal wave pool for surfers is a pretty good idea.
Absolutely. Man-made surf pools are kind of all the latest thing right now, especially with surfing making its debut in the Olympics back in 2020. So we've been making waves for about 40, 50 years now, and we've been in all the water parks across the U.S., internationally, large wave pools, indoors, outdoors, rivers. So this was kind of the next evolution for us in getting into surfing. What we have here is about a 5-foot surf wave, deep water. You can get on there with your real surfboard that you use in the ocean, fins and all. Great for beginners who want to learn to surf. Great for experts who want to get on there and have fun and do some great tricks. And it has been a blast getting it out here. We are just really stoked to use the kind of local vernacular here and getting that out.
All right, so that's Jessica Mahoney, Director of Marketing here at Aquatic Development Group. Is this something, Julie, that I could almost put in my personal backyard? Like if I had the means, is this something that I could train on myself, or am I going to find this in kind of larger parks?
If you want to put it in your backyard, Chris, we'll put it in your backyard. No, but this is a great complimentary attraction for a surf park, for a resort. Jess talked about how it's learn to surf or for pro surfers. So it really is approachable and could be in your local municipality or wherever that you're looking for surfing.
Like, I wonder, as you talk about this becoming an Olympic sport years down the road, maybe not tomorrow, does this become maybe a little more accessible for professional surfers that if they don't have an ocean nearby, they can train in something like this?
Absolutely. It's a good point because we're actually talking to the ISA, which is the International Surfing Association, and we're looking at having people come here before their competitions out in Huntington Beach this September. May come get some training on here because one of the nice things about this is that you can get on a wave and stay on it for a good 30, 60 seconds, if not longer, to really perfect your time on the board, getting those tricks down, and you just can't do that in the ocean. And the nice thing is the coaches are right here next to you. So you have that kind of intimacy that's just something we haven't seen before in the ocean or in even the man-made surf pools, the larger lagoons. So this is just a whole new ballgame, and if the surfers that we've been seeing out here are any testimony to this, they have just been having so much fun, and it's been so great to just witness this and be a part of it.
Have you guys been on it yet?
We have been on it, yes. I'm not quitting my day job, but it is a fun wave. Been able to get out there and, with the training bars, it allows you to kind of get the feel for surfing. And we do have the ability to turn the wave down to 3 feet up to 5 feet high. So it gives you that ability, okay, I can get on this and get the feel for it, even if I'm not going to be a pro surfer.
Yes, which was definitely helpful for us.
Yeah,
for sure.
Jessica and Julie, thank you so much for joining me here. This is incredible. Wow, what an incredible display here, incredible company. If you are unfamiliar with this group in Cohoes, show you a little bit of their website here, aquaticgroup.com. Check them out. Learn about the impact, as you see, North America, worldwide, water parks, amusement parks everywhere, and now bringing a personal surfing wave pool to you and to Cohoes. Some really, really cool stuff here. Again, aquaticgroup.com, the best place to find them. My thanks to Julie and Jessica for joining me here on Onorato and Company. When we come back here on O & Co, we're getting to Blaine McCallister, pro golfer in the Capital Region, for a really good event coming up next week. And we've got that Performance Industrial Dirty Difficult done as well. Hang on, everybody. Back in a minute.
Teams, athletes, organizations. We're transforming the custom apparel industry through product and purpose. Claim your crown.
Fire, water, smoke, mold, and sewage cleanup. Reconstructing your home after a disaster can be both stressful and demanding. KPM Restoration will work quickly to restore your home. We'll help provide complete damage restoration to your property.
My problem was that I was traveling. There was a leak in my basement. We called KPM. They came in at 9 o'clock at night and were there till 2 o'clock in the morning until the problem was solved.
KPM Restoration. We'll get you back to normal.
And now back to Onorato and Company. Brought to you by Appliance.
All right, Ash. Well, what do you think? Would
Awesome.
you get into this wave pool?
I would have to check out the training bars that they were talking about to make sure I felt safe. Listen, it looks safe, but when you go down, I'm sure it's not all that fun when you get pushed by a real fast wave. I would wake up the next day sore in every place imaginable. So yeah, I'll have to come and check it out myself and see. Maybe not. Maybe I'll sit on the surfboard.
Yeah. Okay. Right there you go. Sit on the surfboard. That works. I know Blaine McCallister is just popping in here. Before we bring Blaine in, just coming out of a commercial break, Ash, I'm going to give Blaine the view that I've got here.
Yeah.
So he can kind of appreciate it. A guy from Texas, now living in Florida, maybe is not a stranger to a surfboard, but he's in the capital region, and he could come by Cohoes and check out this place, Epic Surf at Aquatic Development Group. All right, let's bring Blaine McCallister into the conversation here, a guy who's a great friend to the capital region, here for so many different charitable golf outings, from the Ronald McDonald House to Jonesy Open, and now the inaugural Skins game to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Schenectady. Blaine McCallister with us here on Onorato and Company. Blaine, it's great to see you, man. Thank you for jumping on the show, and welcome back to the 518.
Well, thank you for having me, and it's nice to be on with you.
Blaine, you got a really cool event coming to Mohawk Golf Club. Can you tell everyone out there about it and how and if they can get involved?
Well, it's probably been about 20-something years ago. We actually had a Skins game here in the beginning with for the Center for the Disabled. And I was kind of part of that in the beginning, and then it kind of went away for a little bit. We had some great names. We had, and then it went to the Ellis Hospital, started coming up with that. Dr. Goodman and Joel Daly kind of spearheaded all that. And we've had some famous names up here, from Arnold Palmer to Jack Nicklaus to Craig Stadler to, it's been Tom Watson. We've had some great ones, but Mike Rutherford with Homestead Funding over here at Mohawk Golf Club, and Joel Slutsky and I have become really good friends, and we just started talking about starting something again. And of course, Mike has a soft spot for the Boys and Girls Club here in Schenectady, and so this is how it got started, and it's going to take place coming up on Tuesday, this next Tuesday, and Monday's a cocktail party to introduce the competitors that are going to be joining me on this one. And we're looking forward to a fun time and a good turnout. And it's really all about raising money, and we'll probably put a good check right in the hands of those Boys and Girls Club.
And so Blaine says you maybe slide a little to your left there so we get you in this 3-shot here. There you go. All right. So, and some big names. In addition to Blaine, you've got David Duval coming. You've got Fred Funk, Darren Clark. Names that are just greats in the game of golf. You alluded to it, Blaine, an opportunity to meet these guys at the cocktail party at Mohawk Golf Club. Why are you always so drawn to the capital region the way you are? You continue to say yes to these great causes.
First of all, I love the people. And when they put their heart and soul into something up here, it kind of gets me involved, because that's what it's all about for me, as far as making people feel wanted, making people that are in need receive something. It's all about putting something out there that can, when you put back for something that you put your life into, and it happens to be through the game of golf, that's only a positive for me. I've done a lot of these up here over the years, and I have had a lot of great friends up here in the Capital District, and I stay in touch with them quite a bit. So to come back and support something like this is just another plus, and I'm excited to be part of it. And by the way, we do have a 5th pro joining us. We have Chris DeMarco. So
very cool.
I made a call to him, and he said, "You know what? That's perfect." So these guys are coming from Seattle. It's a long trip. We'll have them here on Monday afternoon, probably around 4 o'clock. And I'll get them checked into their hotel, let them change, get comfortable, and then we'll bring them over here to the club and and introduce them to the guys and to the crowd. And then tomorrow morning, or Tuesday morning, we've got a little 9-hole fun game with the sponsors where we play a little scramble and let these guys get up close with these guys. And then after that, we'll have a 12:30 start with the Skins game. And it's a lot of fun. We get to banter a little bit, so you'll hear a lot of you'll hear a lot of what I call arrows being thrown out there. There'll be a couple of knives thrown, and but it's all in fun. It's kind of what I call the opportunity for people to see us inside the ropes, which they usually don't get an opportunity to do.
Yeah, I was going to say this is such a unique opportunity. This coming Tuesday, August 16th at Mohawk Golf Club. Blaine, these are obviously y'all are such accomplished golfers, but like you said, to give you guys an inside look into, like, David Duval won an Open Championship, a Players Championship. These guys and you are so accomplished. You're not going to be able to get this opportunity very often. So even just to be able to hang around, if you don't want to golf, to hang around and get that inside look with you guys, and you said you'll make it fun, which is part of the gig.
Well, I mean, the unique thing about professional golfers, we're very approachable. Whereas in other sports, I mean, you can't really jump on a baseball field.
Yeah.
You can't jump onto the football field. You can't jump on the hockey rink. But with golf, you can watch this. You can walk the same place we walk.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to be up close right next to us. You're going to get to see the shots hit just like you would if you were right there on TV. But, we got a pretty impressive group here. I mean, we got a British Open champion and Darren Clark and David Duval.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, Darren Clark just won the Senior British about 2 weeks ago. You got a Players champion in Duval. You got a Players champion in Fred Funk. And I mean, if everybody knows about Chris DeMarco and how he battled Tiger Woods and all the experiences he had with that, I mean, that's still probably the most accomplished shot ever seen in golf. That one on the 16th hole at the Masters when Chris DeMarco's hit it in there 8 feet, and Tiger's over there looked like he's dead. And still probably the greatest, most watched shot in the history of golf. How that ball. I told people after that shot went in, I said, that's the best advertisement Nike's ever had in the career of golf. I mean, you're just looking at that small check mark and it just rolls over and it's like, check, there it is. But golf is a unique game. It's one of the games that people can actually relate to and play later in life. And here we are later in our career, later in our lives. And I mean, I'm 63 years old now. I don't have to go out and compete anymore. I'm over that. I'm not into the habit of wanting to put my time in. I've got grandkids. And by the way, seeing that surfboard back there, I don't want to be in it because I think of those sharks we have down in Florida right now. They're pretty high on the diet right now. They're in a feeding frenzy down there. I mean, those people right there in the safest spot they could be. I mean, right. And I'm not talented enough to stand on one, but I can tell you I can be in a boat and fish. But I'm definitely not going to be standing on that. I don't know about you over there. You're in that coat and tie. Maybe you ought to jump in there and see how it goes.
That's why I told them.
Take the tie off.
I might need you just to cool down. You know what I mean?
Take the tie off. We don't want to have any injuries where that thing gets caught.
Oh, yeah.
That thing will suck you right in there with that tie. I mean, your jacket. And that's a good looking one, by the way. Is it a clip-on or is it real?
Oh, no, this is real. I even tied it myself.
No. I'm looking at somebody next to you that might have tied it. There's got to be somebody else.
Blaine, who do you get asked more about in terms of your college roommates? I know you get tired of this question all the time, but do people come up to you and say, hey, I can't believe you were college roommates with Jim Nantz and Fred Couples? Who do they ask you more about?
Those were my roommates. Come on. You know what? Here's the unique thing. They're both equal. How's that? I mean, I probably get asked more about Freddie just because he is so popular in the world of sports. I mean, I probably get asked more about him because they probably, he's one of those kind of quiet guys, even though you don't even know it. I mean, he's deep down, he's probably the best competitor I've ever been around. I mean, he wants to win more than anybody you've ever met. He may not show it because of his laid-back atmosphere and his laid-back golf swing, obviously. But you know what? He's probably the most easygoing and relaxed guy I've ever been around. I mean, he stays with me a lot. When he came down and played in the Players Champions there in Jacksonville, and I mean, I'd have to kick him out of my chair at 8 o'clock because he's asleep. I mean, he's one of those guys. He never answers his cell phone because he's afraid somebody's going to be on the other end. So he's a good texter, though. I can tell you right now, he's the best text guy I've ever been around. I mean, it's quick, it's fast, and we're playing. You know, we stay in touch a lot about baseball. He's a big Dodgers fan, and I'm a giant Astros fan, and so we battle back and forth there. But I would say, Freddie, but the most fun about all of this is the three of us have stayed friends and still are to this day. We stay in contact all the time. Whenever we're around, we get together. When, you know, Nance has now moved over to Nashville a little bit during the football seasons because it's a lot easier to get home. He still lives out in California, but in the football season, he'll be over in the Nashville area because he can get home every night. And then the other nights, you know, when he's broadcast, he couldn't get home until Mondays late. But they're both wonderful individuals. We've been friends a long time, and it's very it's kind of been a fun thing to see three guys that ended up doing what we did. It's really special.
Yeah, unbelievable. That's one heck of a college dorm room. Blaine, you've got the Astros cap on. Are your Astros going to meet the Dodgers in the World Series?
You know what? I'm going to say...
You got the shirt too?
I got the shirt too. If I can...
Oh, yeah.
I got to get that used to this camera. There you go. It's got it right there on the sleeve. That's
there
it.
we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My best friend is the owner of the Astros, Jim Crane.
Okay.
So he and I, we talk quite often, and we play like he is the best corporate CEO golfer. He was voted the best CEO golfer in the world, in the business. He carries a one handicap, and
wow.
He can flat out play. I mean, he is one really, really great athlete. He was a baseball star over at in Missouri, at the Southern Missouri, and he when he bought the team, he had one mission, and that was to get to where he is now. And he'll tell you right now, he told me this season before he started, he said this is the best pitching staff he's had since he's on the team, and they're obviously proving that. But I'm not going to count this team up here in New York out as far as getting there against the Astros. I mean, Buck Showalter is a world-class manager. His easygoing attitude and how players relate to him, you can see that in the when he sits on that bench with those Met players, you know, and getting DeGrom back is a big deal.
Yep.
And then you got Scherzer's like that bulldog. If you run down the street, he's always going to be nipping at the back of your leg. And I tell you what, he couldn't. And once he gets hold of it, he's going to grab the other one just to make sure he gets both of them.
Yep.
But you know, we've got Verlander. We've got, you know, McCullers is going to come back here this weekend. But I tell you, Luis Garcia, Urquidy, you know, Javier, those guys have been just incredible what they've done down there this season, and so I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's going to be fun to see who gets there. That's for sure.
So Blaine, we were lucky enough. We used to have the Astros minor league affiliate, and we missed them so much. But we saw guys like Urquidy, Garcia, Christian Javier, all those guys, and many, many more. Altuve came through Tri-City to Troy, so we still have a little bit of a vested interest.
I've been to a few of the games when they were here, so I'd always rock it over there, man. There's not a place I won't go watch it play. I'll tell you that. But it's you know what, the way the minor league program has changed, it's getting better. It's improving. I think it's just a matter of people understanding how hard it is, but I mean they're definitely underpaid. I mean. I believe that there's a lot of talent that it's hard. This is a business. I mean, just like professional golf. I mean, you can be the best of the best of the best. But as old Claude Harmon, my old running mate teacher guy that used to help me a lot, said, don't leave the city limits until you can beat everybody in town. So that's the way it was in Houston, Texas. If you didn't beat everybody in the city of Houston, there was no reason to leave the city.
Blaine, let me get you out of here on this. All the information's on your screen, everybody, for that Skins game at Mohawk Golf Club on Tuesday with the names of McCallister and Duvall and Funk and Clark and now DeMarco as well. You've got an incredible Rolodex because now you're throwing Jim Crane into the mix with Couples and Nance. Give me one person you haven't played a round of golf with, but you're dying to.
Golly, one person I never played a round of golf with, but I'm dying to? I can't say. I can't give you
nobody.
I think I'd go Steph Curry.
You know what? I mean, those guys are out of my league. I'm not going to be able to relate to. If it's got to be the guy that I really enjoyed, but he didn't play golf, was Nolan Ryan. But the first time I ever met him, I was shaking so bad. It was at the 2015 World Series when we were playing the White Sox, I believe it was. And I was friends with his son, Reed, but I had never met Nolan. And when Nolan walked up, I actually was shaking. I could not believe that I was going to shake his hand because, I was a kid that grew up watching baseball, and the Astros were what I watched.
Yep.
And that's what I listened to. And when he walked off after I shook his hand, I turned around at my wife and she says, "You look like you've seen a ghost." And I said, "I just saw my childhood hero," and that was my guy. Cool. I thought I was going to play baseball in my career, but golf ended up being that. But that would if he played golf, that would be the dream for me. Play with him.
Yeah.
Ben says he bets Nolan Ryan could hit a ball a country mile. I would believe that.
I know one thing: you wouldn't want to have to challenge it because who knows? I know
one. Well, thank you.
There's not much he did not do. That's still one of the best breaking balls I've ever seen, and for a guy that was known for his fastball. That was his out pitch, that breaking ball. It was incredible. But I'm a baseball freak, in case you can't figure that out.
Yeah, baseball and golf.
Well, we are too.
Not a bad combination. It's like the baseball players. I play a lot of golf with them. They're always giving me grief how much further they drive it, and I always look at them and say, "You got to remember one thing. Golfers have to play their foul balls.
Right.
You guys, when you hit a foul ball, you get another pitch.
Right.
So don't be telling me you guys got it tough.
I like that analogy.
Give me a break. You hit it on the trees, you guys got to go play it now. Don't be bragging about how far you hit it. In baseball, they throw you a foul ball. What do? You get another pitch. Give me a break. It's unbelievable. I got to deal with Bregman and those guys. Those guys are nuts.
Blaine, we'll see you on a golf course soon, man. We'll be out there, Mohawk Golf Club on Tuesday.
Come join us. It's you know what? It's for a great cause. You think about all the effort of people that are going to put forth. We've got about 50 volunteers that are going to be going down these fairways trying to control people. And my goal is not to hit anybody, so everybody be on your toes because we are old now. So just be on your toes because there'll be some shots where you may not believe where they go. But it'll be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun.
Blaine, thanks for all you do in the Capital Region, coming to this area each and every single year, man. It's great to have you on the show here for the first time, and we'll look forward to catching up in person next week.
Hey, we'll do it again. Enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Blaine.
Blaine McCallister with us here on Onorato and Company. Great stuff there. Again, Tuesday, August 16th is that inaugural Skins game at Mohawk Golf Club to benefit the Boys and Girls Club of Schenectady. Really, really cool stuff they are doing early next week. Boy, Blaine's a big baseball guy. We come back here on Onorato and Company. We've got the Performance Industrial Dirty Difficult Done ahead, and there is half a baseball theme to that. Hang on, everybody. We're back right after this on Onorato and Company.
Alpenhaus RV is celebrating 58 years of family fun and camping during our anniversary sale. Shop big anniversary savings on an even bigger selection of RVs. Choose from new 2022 Avenger travel trailers for $194 a month and new 2022 Colorado travel trailers for $228 a month. Plus, all 2020 and newer RVs come with our exclusive lifetime warranty. Proudly serving you since 1964 and generations to come. Don't miss our 58th anniversary sale at Alpenhaus RV.
And now back to Onorato and Company, brought to you by Appliance.
Ash, I want to throw a quick comment up here. Ben's been active, and we appreciate Ben weighing in on the show here. I didn't want to be that guy with Blaine. I was going to say, but dude, the golf ball doesn't move. A baseball moves. Ben says a golf ball's on a tee. Makes it a little easier to hit. Yeah.
So, yes, I appreciate that comment. His point was baseball players making fun of him because they outdrive him.
Right.
He's more worried about placing the ball and whatever else. He's not saying it's easier. He's just saying, there's a reason.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. All right, let's get into the Performance Industrial Dirty Difficult Done here, Ash. Our guy Bill Miller in South Glens Falls and in Albany. I mean, the way they epoxy floors, the way they dress up, some of the biggest businesses in the capital region. You wouldn't even really know it's their work. They're behind the scenes on a lot of this stuff. But you walk into a beautiful restaurant or a grocery store or a big box store, most likely it's our guy Bill Miller that has made that place look as good as it does. Let's get it going here. Performance Industrial's Dirty, Difficult, Done.
And now, Dirty, Difficult, and Done. Presented by Performance Industrial.
I've already said all I can say about Bill. That's all he's getting out of me this week on Onorato and Company. All right, Ash, let's go. The triple D's here.
Triple D.
Performance Industrial in South Glens Falls and Albany. You know the deal. You're up first. Here we go.
Yeah, so this is, listen, I've already done this as my Dirty Difficult Done once this year, and I think it was probably 4 weeks ago when Chris Sale broke his pinky finger on a comeback liner. And I thought, you know what? This guy, he's unlucky. No. I'm going to rephrase. He's the unluckiest man on the face of the earth. I said before he had it difficult, whatever. But now I'm sort of done with Chris Sale because it's almost like, I'm not saying don't ride a bike, but the man gets into an accident. We don't really know the circumstances behind it. Gets into a bicycle accident and breaks his wrist, which now requires season-ending surgery. So if he wasn't done because of the broken pinky already, now he's really done because he's just had surgery on a broken wrist after falling off of, crashing, getting into an accident on his bike. The man hasn't played a full season in an eternity. He just was coming off Tommy John surgery. Then he's got this strained rib cage deal. Then he breaks his pinky. Now he breaks his wrist. If he's not the unluckiest man on the planet, there's something that he better do to change whatever mojo he's got going.
I'm with you. You almost feel like he's a guy that can't take even the slightest risk. And I'm talking about, I know, riding a bicycle. That should be simple and easy. But you almost have to think to yourself, can I get injured doing what I'm about to do? And if the answer is yes in any way, you probably shouldn't do it. So Chris Sale, play baseball and watch TV.
Yeah, I know. It sounds ridiculous. It's not like riding a motorcycle or bungee jumping or skydiving. It's a bicycle. Like a 5-year-old can ride a bicycle, but somehow Chris Sale manages to get into trouble.
Yeah, awful. All right, here I go, Ash. Performance Industrial's Dirty, Difficult, Done. I'm on Serena Williams here. She says she's done. Almost. I like retirement tours where you can kind of celebrate the athlete a little bit. And so Serena Williams says, after the upcoming U.S. Open, I will be done playing tennis. 40 years old, has one daughter. Her daughter apparently wants to be a big sister. There may be a second one coming.
Which means she wants to have a family.
At some point. Exactly. So she's really going to focus on family now. She's got 23 Grand Slam titles. This is kind of the tragedy of it all, is that she hasn't won a Grand Slam title since 2017, the Australian Open. She's won the U.S. Open 6 times, so maybe you catch lightning in a bottle for 2 weeks, and you can get 24 to tie Margaret Court, which is the all-time. This is 23 for Serena Williams, the Open era record. But my goodness, I would have loved to have seen her get to 24. It's not going to happen, which is a shame. But I'm glad that we will get to watch Serena Williams at the U.S. Open, knowing that it's the last time. Gives us all a better appreciation of her on the court.
And talk about electric. There's no more electric major in the sport of tennis than the U.S. Open. This place will be rocking. I did think, we got to get a ticket and try and get down there. Those tickets are going to be so hard to get because you got to buy them early. She just got eliminated pretty early in Toronto. There's no guarantee that she's going to make it to a semifinal or a final. You got to see her early, and I can't imagine what those tickets are going to go for. It is going to be wild. I can't wait to watch it on TV and maybe try to get there.
All right, Nick has his own triple D here. He's going difficult. His O's tied for a wild card spot as we head into the weekend here. Who saw that? Nobody saw that coming. And that's despite selling at the deadline. You trade a guy like Trey Mancini. You're basically saying, hey, even though there's some extra room in the playoff picture, we're not necessarily interested in trying 100% to get there. They're going to play every game to win, but they obviously didn't keep some of the most talented guys on the roster in order to win games. Fair?
They've been one of the best stories in baseball this year. They finally called up their guy Rutschman. They've kind of started to develop guys that they've been looking forward to bringing up. They've finally gotten them there. And there are guys like an Odor, who I loved on the Yankees last year, who's on their team. It's just a fun team, and I'm glad that they're winning. That team and those fans have suffered. Nick has suffered endlessly. The fact that they're even in the conversation for a wild card spot is good for baseball.
Everybody, you're watching us, and we appreciate that, but you can listen to the show as well. If you've got that Alexa at home, all you have to do is say, Alexa, play the podcast Onorato & Company, and she will do that. We're on all the popular audio platforms, Apple, Spotify, and Amazon, which will get you those smart device plays at home. So again, Alexa, play the podcast Onorato & Company. She will do that.
I mean, would you take it easy with that? We got
Is she
one
playing
back.
it?
No, but you probably weren't loud enough, but I was worried she was going to start yelling. She was
No.
misbehaving the other day. So,
I've learned my lesson on those, that if I say it quickly enough, it won't register. So
Okay.
I don't pause in between because I don't want to mess everybody else up at home either.
Yeah, okay, good.
That's all.
All right. I mean, it would have been something if you were just had them playing all over the capital region. Just everywhere we're playing.
It's probably what I should have done. You're right. Smarter move. All right, let's take one last time out here on Onorato & Company. We come back. We've got the NFL back. Are we watching preseason games? My guy says, I don't want to play in the preseason unless I'm really going to play in the preseason. What the heck does that mean? I don't know. We'll examine it next year on Onorato & Company.
I don't care what kind of stories that's been told on you. That may be a lot of things in life you used to do. If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just do the best you can.
Michelob Ultra, 2.6 carbs and 95 calories.
At Marcelo's Appliance Center, our commitment is to you, providing essential appliances that families depend on for cooking, refrigeration, cleaning, and sanitation, plus appliance repair. You can have peace of mind that Marcelo's is here for you today and every day, like we have been since 1957, helping you make the right choice with trusted brands like Whirlpool, Maytag, KitchenAid, Genair, and many more. Shop Marcelo's Appliance Center in-store, online, or by phone. We're here for you.
And now back to Onorato & Company. Brought to you by Appliance.
Aaron Rodgers says, I'm not all that hyped about playing in the preseason unless I'm really going to play in the preseason. In other words, like, I don't
You
want
want to play the whole game?
Yeah, kind of. He's like, I don't want to trot out there for a series and pretend like that's really going to be beneficial to my development towards the regular season. I don't disagree. I've said for how many years now, I don't want any of my star players playing in the preseason, and I do still feel that way.
Yeah.
But because Davante Adams is gone, I wouldn't mind seeing Rodgers out there for a half, not a full game, but a half. Granted, he's not thrown to Allen Lazard for the first time, or Randall Cobb for the first time, or Robert Tonyan. But just as a collection of receivers without the star in Davante Adams, I wouldn't mind seeing them run a few series, real time, real competition, not even a practice with another team, right? Like, give me the actual game scenarios and see how this thing goes. And they've got a couple of rookie receivers. I wouldn't mind seeing those guys out on the field either with Rodgers throwing them the ball.
I think this question's for you. From Ben, who's better, Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers?
I'll be honest with you. I thought he was just messing with us.
Yeah, maybe.
Obviously, it's Tom Brady.
No, sure.
Aaron Rodgers has played the position of quarterback at a much higher skilled level than Tom Brady, but Tom Brady's won more than anybody in NFL history. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that I would agree with that, because if you played at that high of a skill level, you're going to win.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, we'll agree to disagree.
I mean, you would say Patrick Mahomes is more skilled than Tom Brady, wouldn't you?
Yeah, maybe. He also makes a lot more mistakes. So how does that balance out,
Okay. Yeah, fair. Very fair.
Yeah,
Carol
Giants,
says she's going to
Patriots
watch.
tonight.
Carol says she will watch. I asked that question before the commercial break. Do you watch preseason football? My general answer is not really. It might be on in the background. I'm not really watching, but Carol says she'll watch against the Patriots on News Channel 13.
I was going to say the Giants I might watch only because it's part of our job. The Patriots too, honestly, because it's Giants, Patriots. We're doing a little cookout. I may turn the TV on, and if we just do it with no volume, it's on. We can watch it just to kind of see who they play, if Daniel Jones actually does play, what that looks like, if Saquon Barkley plays. We were talking to Pat Leonard, your guy, at practice, and he said everyone has said Saquon has been on the field every rep. He's just looked like a different guy. Last year was about rehab. This year is just about being on the field. This is a contract year. He's been on the field. He's looked good. So we'll see if he can stay healthy. That's been his biggest hurdle, and get back to kind of like that rookie form that we saw from him and the flashes that we've seen from him.
We're on the road today. We're on the road Saturdays in Saratoga. Join us next Saturday. That's Alabama Saturday, live from the Horseshoe right across from Saratoga Racecourse. And then we're back at it the next Saturday. That'll be Traverse Saturday again at the Horseshoe. Shout out to Charlie, the owner there, a great guy and an incredible place. The way he has that place rocking each and every single weekend during the track season. My goodness.
Yeah,
Ash, let me give you one more look here at Epic Surf before we say goodbye for this week. You're right. We stopped by the Horseshoe, and who did we see at the Horseshoe?
10 Most Wanted.
10 Most Wanted. Great band in the Capital Region. Our wedding band. Shout out to Tony and the entire crew at 10 Most Wanted. So the racing really picks up now in Saratoga. The 4-Star Dave is this weekend. The Clydesdales, the Budweiser Clydesdales. Shout out to Saratoga Eagle for bringing the Clydesdales to the area. They're in town today. They're in town Friday. Fans can see them at Saratoga Racecourse on Friday. It's a really cool thing.
Pretty cool. So we'll check them out then. We'll be at the racecourse Friday.
Weather is going to be perfect.
Perfect.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, friends in town. See
Packers
the
play Friday night against the 49ers on TV. For all the talk I just said, I will watch some of that.
You got to watch
sure.
against the 49ers just because.
Yeah, that's a game the Packers will blow them out. The one that doesn't mean anything. They'll finally beat San Francisco. Jordan Love will probably play out of his mind. Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Another fun week here on Onorato Company. Our thanks to Aquatic Development Group for hosting. Our thanks to Blaine McCallister for jumping on the show as well. And Ash, thank you, as always, for doing the show. We're back next week, everyone. Thursdays on News Channel 13's Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube.